right, so welcome to this week's Unikernel application spotlight. This week we're looking at Convex. Convex is well, here they say it's the backend for AI, but underneath it, Convex is the open source reactive database for app developers. So essentially, it exports reactive capabilities and kind of gives you this kind of no backend style development. And we're actually going to show you how you can run said backend as a unikernel. There's a few pieces in this project to kind of like have all the glue kind of working together. So as I mentioned, we're going to show the backend, but then we have like a front end that we'll kind of toy around with, and then we'll have a sample app. So that's the other thing is like this is supposed to be kind of like the business side of the house and not necessarily your app logic. That would be separate. So there's some comparables out there in this space. But yeah, this is what they got. We're going to be using the local backend as I mentioned, which you can get here at their GitHub. And interestingly, it's written in Rust, but the client side is mostly TypeScript. So it's pretty straightforward to kind of get going here. Let's see. So let's go ahead and pop open the back end first. Now I've already done some setup here, and I'll show you exactly what I was doing. But we popped these two ports here, 3210 and 3211. When you first start this, you have to instantiate a secret key and a dashboard URL. Let's see here. What else we got? So if we look at my manifest, you can kind of say I've given it this instance name of Convex self-hosted. I got my secret. Obviously, just replace this, and then the admin key gets generated as well at that time. In fact, I think the instructions for that are right here somewhere. But yeah, we'll set that up. And then, so we have our backend portion running. Let's go ahead and look at the front end portion. 6790, something like this, I think. Oh, we don't have this running yet, right? So let's go ahead and pop that open. Okay, so the self-hosted dashboard we had grabbed from here. So it's in Convex backend, npm packages, dashboard self-hosted, and as soon as you install these dependencies, you can kind of use that. It uses just. So now it's on 6790, which is great. So we pop that open, and hopefully this time it decides to work. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so deployment URL is 3210. This I didn't immediately find in the documents, but it's pretty self-explanatory. That's your backend URL. Deployment URL, the backend, same thing. And then admin key, I've kind of, like I said, this gets generated when you first do it. All right, so now we're in, and we got data and so forth. Now let's go ahead and look at a sample app. So it says, hey, there's no tables, for instance. So we got our front end, we got our back end. Now we get our quick start. And so they got quite a few quick starts here. Different languages, different run times, all that good stuff. I just kind of picked this next one because a lot of people seem to be using Next, and it was pretty convenient. And so what you'll do is we just basically generated this, right? And then we have our sample data. So this is kind of new line delimited JSON, and sample JSON that we're gonna throw in there. So the first thing we're gonna do is import. This is kind of like a migration here. So we go ahead and run that. It says, hey, we ran. this is more app sample. Kind of funny. When I first started working on this, and by the time I've actually recorded this video, this example has changed by quite a bit. But anyways, as you can see, I didn't even like. That was interesting. I didn't even refresh the page, but you can kind of see that it had already put in the data here. So that's one. That's kind of like that reactive portion of it. But it's like a little, file browser to where you can kind of just mess with stuff. And you got your schedules, you got your logs that you can kind of see history of various things that have happened. You can create functions to where you can kind of see all that firing, and then obviously you have your health. But this is an interesting little project, and like I said, you can actually run all three of these as unikernels. I'm being a little bit lazy here, but like this, the application could be one, the UI could be one, and then the backend, which is the one that I actually ran, could be one. So it's like a trifecta. And I guess the idea here is like maybe you have multiple services all talking to kind of the same backend. And so in that case, it makes a lot more sense. All right. So this was Convex running as a nanos unikernel. Until next week.